I listened. Sam Harris put out a podcast on the eve of the election, why he finally gets why people voted for Trump.
Oh God, I saw this.
It's so bad. I
want to start by saying I think Sam Harris is generally an intelligent guy. He's done cool stuff. His Waking Up app is cool. This is not meant to bash him.
No, I'm a huge fan.
In totality.
No, I'm a huge fan.
But that video was bad. It
was so lacking in empathy.
Yeah.
I was stunned. His video, it concludes that people vote for Trump because he is so bad, and he represents, and he just gets away with it. And he's
so reprehensible. That's what people like about him.
He speaks to the shadow and the darkness inside of him. And it's just like, this is so strikingly lacking in empathy from some, like, is it not possible that they're working from a different fact base that
Sam,
you are?
I'll give you one. They think that nothing else matters but the fact that we legalize federally murdering babies.
Mm-hmm.
And so even though they don't like him at all, they'll vote for him because he's going to make it illegal to murder babies. And they think that's more important than anything. Okay, there's one reason that they vote for him besides being attracted to his reprehensibleness. Like, by the way, I'm pro-choice. Yeah. But I'm just saying I have the ability to think to myself, what would a smart, nice person be like if they have to be smart, nice, mm-hmm. and have voted for Trump? And I don't go, they're attracted to what a scumbag he is.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of I'll see if I can get this right. It's the study where they take like a very young kid and they have a box of cereal. And so the kid's sitting across from a person, the person turns around, and then they dump out the cereal box and put a bunch of like spiky stuff in the box, nails. And the person turns around and they ask them, is that person going to try to eat that? And if they're very young, they will say, no. They're not going to eat the nails because there's nails in there, mm-hmm. And what that child has not yet understood is that from two different perspectives, you can have a different understanding of the facts. Mm-hmm. And only upon getting older do they realize, they will try to eat that even though there's nails in there because they didn't see the nails get in there.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it reminds me of the very young child who is going, of course, they know that there's nails in there. And so how can I explain them chewing on nails? Well, they must love that the nails stab them in the mouth. It's like, they don't see the nails that you see, Sam.
Yeah. No, I was disappointed because I like the title and I think he's smart. And I was excited to hear
a nuanced take on it. Yeah.
Something that I hadn't thought of, but
yeah, it was, it's disappointing. And TDS is real, man. It Trump derangement syndrome. It's not just him. I think it's the completely different fact bases that people can get as offered by the internet and the polarized news thing. And the other truth is that we're living in this massively globalized world mm-hmm. where, we all have an opinion about a guy that none of us have ever met, right? Everyone's so certain that they know about Trump because they've heard his name a billion times, but how many of you have shaken his hand or been to the White House or interacted with him in a business deal? Or
just to be clear, I don't think he's a good dude. Like, my impression from what I've seen of him personally, what I even before he was president, from what I heard about him in construction, going bankrupt on people, I don't think he's a good dude. But I can just hold the belief that I don't think he's a good dude. But if you did vote for him, it doesn't mean that you're a moron. There might be reasons that
you might have heard different stories
because of your belief system and your fact set. It might make total sense to vote for him over Joe Biden, mm-hmm. even though I think that he's not necessarily a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and we've had people make videos about us, and if you watched the handful of videos that are critical of us, you might, with this idea, conclude, how could anyone like these people? You know what I mean? Like, they're so obviously reprehensible. Can't you see it? And then you show somebody the video who has watched, let's say, 50 of our other videos, and they go, I don't believe any of this. Yeah, they find it unconvincing. Yeah. But I showed it to you. It's just different fact sets. Now, of course, there's got to be different values, and I'm sure somebody out there likes that he just does what he wants and tells everybody, and they aspire to that level of don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I just don't think it's the majority of his voters.
It was disappointing.
It's also funny that people can imagine voting for Biden because they're anti-Trump, but not mm-hmm. voting for Trump because they're anti-Biden, which is to say, I've talked to people who are like, I can't believe he got 70 million votes. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, do you think Joe Biden is the greatest presidential candidate we've ever had? Because he got more votes than any presidential candidate ever. No, I don't. I voted for him, but I wasn't for him. I was anti-Trump. It's like, okay, well, do you think some of those 70 million votes are just because they think Trump's the lesser of two evils, but not because they fully endorse him as a person or a president? Yeah. Like, it's the same reason you voted for Biden.
I think we've gone this podcast, and I try not to. Well, I don't even try not to. I don't really have. I don't care about Biden or Trump. Is the truth. We've been critical in this particular cast of the left leaning side, but that's only because all of our friends and family members. This is the side that we're hearing, and what I have to remind myself is that if I had more right leaning friends, I'd probably be hearing the same level of derangement.
This is my whole argument.
About
my whole argument is that it's just equal on both sides.
Well, and again, I wouldn't likely equal, because draw false equivalency would be inappropriate. You do need to investigate still, but it's a good instinct to assume that, hey, that's probably
no,
happening.
I've never seen a non-equal, I guess, is the thing. Like when you show me, like for every. So I've seen pictures of militia members on the right with guns in the street, and I've seen pictures of militia member on the left with guns in the street. I've seen really dumb tweets from people on the right. I've seen really dumb tweets from people on the left. I've seen smart, nuanced arguments from people on the right. I've seen smart. So when I say that they're equal, in my experience, having tried to dive into this, I haven't found something particularly good or particularly bad that doesn't have a mirror. And everything I see is just from my eyes and brain, the same on both sides, just starting with different values or a different understanding of reality.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Sets.
I haven't seen one be more evil, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. And whoever you point to in such a large group of people, it's like, well, look at Antifa or look at QAnon.
That's
or
all I'm
whatever.
saying is if you say look at, so far have been able to go, well, look at.
Yeah.
For every, so.
But of course, what are the size of these organizations? I think that it's a fair criticism to say, to draw false equivalency and say that everything is a perfect mirror is a bit lazy. But I do think it's a good starting point. The instinct to look for the reflection, I think, is a good starting point. Even though you might decide, oh, wow, it's not. But just try to find it. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.